Let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically new, neon signs glow, brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear, my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah, let that sink in. Screenshot save, timelines tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say alleged, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you're in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Happy Monday. It's a au natural wet hair Monday after a crazy weekend. Let me know in the chat how your weekend was. The weather is finally beautiful over here. I'm so happy for that. So we got to get out in the sunshine yesterday. My sister and all her kids and grandkids and everybody was over my house. And we just got to enjoy family time together, and everybody went swimming and had a little picnic. So it was fun. We hung out from Friday to Sunday. So have to squeeze that time in when we can. I hope you get to do that as well. Oh no, Christina, it's raining where you are. Oh boy. I think we might be getting rain later in the week, but it's nice today too. So hey Mike, how you doing? Hot and humid, hot run. I know I'm going to go out walking. It's going to be a hot walk, but I love it. I'm like outside all day when the sun's out. Sun's out, Kim's out. That's the thing. So yeah, I felt so bad because I missed the verdict room on Saturday. I knew it would happen once in a while, you know, Saturday nights, sometimes things happen. So, I didn't get to be on the show, but I checked in a couple times. And oh man, I didn't know Lana was showing up for a little bit. So she's my fave. So I was like, oh no, I miss Lana. I yelled at Dago. I'm like, you can't have her on when I'm not on there. That was funny too. Welcome in, everybody. Please hit the like button on your way in. I appreciate that. Hello, Sweet Pea. Hello, Michelle. Hey, Christina. Hi, One Can Leanne. Hi, Ro. Good morning. Good to see you. Song of the Siren, Jenna. How you doing? Pretty much Finland and Becca. Hello. Good to see everybody. Hi, Buffalo Chicken, Gia Bean. Yeah, Superman's grandma. I love that name. Blue Devil. Hello, hello. Hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, or if you're just listening, hello to you. Hello, hello. All right. So, I don't even remember the last time I was live. When was it? Thursday? Friday? I'm not sure. I didn't even go over everything that I had lined up to go over that day. So I still had a segment about CG. And I know we are waiting for Mason Barstow's interview to come out. I hope I don't look too weird without my glasses. I'm like totally, I can't even see myself right now on the screen without my glasses. I'm wiping them off real quick. But we have Mason Barstow's written interview, and I found something curious in there. So we're going to look at that. And I looked up a couple things about that. So I'm going to start off with CG. Let me know in the chat. Have you heard people talk about CG? Are you familiar with that? With that moniker? We'll call it a moniker. Thursday, I had a flat tire. That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. Tire's still not fixed. I got to go back tomorrow, but I made it after the show's over. I'm not going until after the show's over. One, if you know about CG, and two, if you don't know about CG. CG, yeah. So also, if you haven't been with me with this channel for a long time, I have been reading. I haven't done it in a long time. I was reading the Moscow documents. I would do 10 at a time, no commentary. I would just read the documents just so we have them, right? And when I read one of the documents, it would have been Moscow document 35 and 108. I was like, ooh, like something stood out to me in those two. But when you read the documents, you can only see first and last initial. I'm glad to see twos in the chat. Good, because I'm going to fill you in as much as I can. There's not a lot of known information. However, yeah. So when you see a letter C, it's hard to tell. Is it a C? Is it an O? Is it a G? You know, because you can only see part, like they cut it off with that black redaction box. Same thing with if it's like everybody thought maybe it was CO, O, G, and C. They're hard to tell. So I'm going to show you. We're going to look at Josie's interview. Now, remember, I think it was also last week. I was showing other interviews and I said, let's just pull up Josie's because it was completely redacted. Completely redacted. And I just wanted to see her body language. And isn't it interesting? You know, the Moscow Police Department, they tell us, it's like, tell us without telling us. Tell us there's something important about a document or about a person in this case without telling us. And it's the redactions. Like, we're not dumb. As soon as they redact something, we're like, oh, that's important. Right? I highly doubt they're redacting useless information. And Josie Louderin, her whole interview silenced. So we looked at her body language a little bit, but she has a written report. So we're going to look at her written report. Yeah. We got to go down to, it's 101. Wait a minute. That's Moscow. Here we go. Okay. It's 108. 108. Moscow Police Department. I'm sorry. Idaho State. Oh my gosh. Nope. We're not starting off good. Moscow Police Department. 108. And all right, I got 35 pulled up. And that's ISP. Here it is. We're going to share this one instead. I had it all ready to go. I just confused myself. Sorry about that. All right. Let me make it bigger for you. I don't want to open. There we go. Let me make sure it's showing for you. There we go. Nomadic Duckman. It is a Monday. It is a Monday. I hope you guys are easing into your Monday and it's a good one for you. Hi, Brian Todd. All right. So let's get some background. Josie Louderin lived with Emily Allant in the Whites. They were the first, I call them the first responders over to 1122. So it was Emily Allant lived in the Whites with Josie Louderin. Emily dated Hunter Johnson. He was there that night. Hello, Brian. Hello, Wendy. Karmic Retribution. Oh my gosh, girl. I watched your drive. You got some good footage. We'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, you guys, later, you got to go watch Karmic Retribution driving through the 1122 neighborhood. She showed a lot of the trails and the little walking spots between buildings, and I wanted to see the drive around the Queen apartments, like what that looked like, and she showed that. So thank you very much. She also had I won't give it away, but a very concerning what the heck moment. So yeah, that was amazing. Very useful. It's someone's birthday. Happy birthday, Jenna. Happy birthday. Let me see what I got here.
Another candle, another quiet wind. You're standing taller than you've ever been. The years were heavy, but you wore them well.
Little happy birthday there. Oh, your camera died, Karmic? Yeah. Oh, in 2 weeks. Awesome. Okay, where was I? Oh, who is Josie? Okay, so Emily dated Hunter. Hunter was supposedly spending the night with Emily that night, and Lyndon Beck was dating Josie, and he was also with Josie that night. Okay, so this is Josie's interview. So isn't it interesting that Dylan calls Emily? When she calls Emily, Josie hears the phone call, Lyndon hears the phone call. Hunter hears the phone call because Emily had it on speaker. We know this from all their interviews. They were all interviewed. We can hear Emily's interview. It's redacted, but we can hear her talk. We hear Hunter's interview. We can hear him talk. We hear Lyndon's interview. We can hear him talk. But when it comes to Josie, we don't even hear her say her name. Like nothing. And here's why. I want to show you why I think that is. Josie here has some important information. So on November 11th, wait a minute. Do you guys see that date? Look at my red arrow. They interviewed her on November 11th, you guys, before the murders. They interviewed her on November 11th before the murders. Oh, yes, Lucy, that is so interesting. Josie's on a vacation far away. I love that song. She was a criminology student. Isn't that interesting? I talked about that on the live when we pulled up Josie's silent interview. And we talked about the fact that Pullman, WSU, Washington State University, and Idaho State University partner together. And you can take classes at either university, right? And I gave the example how I like to take late classes. I was not a morning person, still am not. And I would have, if I couldn't have gotten into the time of the class that I wanted at Idaho, I would have went to Washington. Like I would have adjusted my schedule like that. So thinking about Brian Koberger being in the criminology department at Washington State University, and Josie is a criminology student. Just, interesting information. So here's another, come on, do a better job. On November 11th, 2022 at around 14:27 hours, I conducted an interview on it says JL, okay? JL, Josie Louderin at the Moscow Police Department. Josie told me she lives at blank Taylor Avenue. These apartments are referred to as the Whites. Josie stated she went to 1122 King Road in the afternoon of November 12th, 2022, and was hanging out with Xana. And yeah, we'll get to that. Josie stated they all went to the Whites at around 1300 hours, so 1 o'clock in the afternoon, for different parties, you guys, for different parties in the apartment complex. So not just one party, different parties. And I caught another interview, and that's what this episode is all about. Just these little tidbits of information that I have to go back and read these things for the fifth time and listen to interviews again for the fifth time, sixth time. Because that's a tiny little statement that you just kind of to me, I focus on the big stuff first. So there were different parties at the Whites. Ethan left to go to his sister's formal, but Josie was not sure what time that was at. Nobody knows what time Ethan left to go get ready for the formal. Josie felt I better have my microphone on. Okay, man, double checking. Okay. Josie felt she got to Xana's house at around 12:30 on November 12th. That's, you guys, that's way earlier than what everybody else says. Everybody else in the book, if I pull out the book in the chart, everybody, according to the official timeline, says they go around 2. So unless they went to a different party first, because supposedly they were going to Kayla's. Kayla Newen. That's whose party they were supposed to be going to. That's at 621 Taylor Street. And let's see. According to Rosinski's report, he says they all went from 2:30 to 3. According to Bethany, she says they went at 2. Hunter says they left at 2:30. Kayla, the host of the party, says that, oh my God, I got to do the math. What's 17? 5. Oh no, that's when they left. Yeah, like basically 2:30 to 3. But here we have 12:30. They were at they were supposed to be at Xana's house. Or 1 o'clock. They should have still been at Xana's, but I don't know. So Josie felt that she got to Xana's house around 12:30 on November 12th. Josie stated she saw Xana, Ethan, Dylan, Bethany, Kaylee, and Maddie. CL. Now, is that Claire? Because Claire is on the list being there. Let me find those names because they are important. I found a whole bunch more stuff in the book today. I added more bookmarks. Okay, so no, Claire is Claire Cirillo. Do you guys know in the chat who would CL be? I'm seeing if I can find these names. Let me see. I just keep going back and forth between Dylan and Bethany. Here we go. Bethany stated she left at around 2 p.m. with Maddie, Dylan, Xana, Ethan, Hunter Johnson, Josie, Lyndon, Kai, Allie Benson, and Sky Speck. That's all. And they're the group that supposedly walked over to the Whites. Oh, here's 2 more names, you guys. I didn't know this. Did you know that Kayla Wynn lived with Bianca and Sailor? If you have the book, look on page 211. 211 of the book. Here's what it says. It says that everybody, was at Taco Bell. Once they got back, they started getting ready for the day. Kaylee, Dylan, Maddie, and Bethany were in Kaylee's room, and they were getting ready for a party at 621 Taylor Street. That's Kayla's, and it's the Whites. The house belonged to Bianca Saylor, Saylor, Saylor. That's a pretty cool name. And Kayla. So there's 3 roommates there. Never heard those before. I overlooked that. The apartment is located on the 2nd floor on the far east side of the apartment building. So that's good information. Bethany stated this was between 11 to 12 in the afternoon. Bethany stated Kaylee left for the Whites before the rest of the group. You guys, they were at Taco Bell. She just said that they got up between 10 and 11. She's contradicting herself. I'm sorry I skipped from Josie back over to here, but this is interesting. Bethany said that she woke up between 10 and 11, and then she's saying that they went over to Kayla's from 11 to 12. Oh my gosh. We got our times wrong, a little bit wrong. All right. Yeah, the timeline is jacked. Is her last name C? Bianca and Sailor are alpha fees. That makes sense because Kayla Newen is a alpha fee. Hi, Deborah Ackland. So good to see you. Okay. Let's go back to Josie here. I'm not sure who CL is. Linda. Oh, wait a minute. Unless there's a comma after the C name, because I think they're just putting first names. So C could be Claire, Lyndon. Are there two L's? And Ethan. I don't know. Josie told me she feels she last saw Xana and Ethan at around was that 5 p.m. 13 1 2 3 p.m. 3, but was not sure. Josie told me she got a text from Ethan asking for the Snapchat. Now, see, that's interesting. So Josie says, I last saw Ethan around 3 p.m. But Kayla says they were at her house, the whole group, until 5 or 6. Until 5 or 6. But again, nobody knows when Ethan left, but Xana should have been there. And yeah. Josie, this is the important part, highlighted in green here. Josie told me she got a text from Ethan asking for the Snapchat for CG, but she never sent it to him. This is so important. This is so important when I show you what I think about CG. Josie has a Snapchat from CG. You think the guy that called Ethan 5 times maybe starts with a C? I have that right here. That was Cooper Atkinson. You are right. It is Cooper Atkinson. Cooper Atkinson. So I will tell you, I think CG is Christian Gonzalez, not Gonsalves. It's not the same as Kaylee. It's not the same last name. It's spelled differently. Christian Gonzalez. And there is a lot of secrecy around him. He's also mentioned in the book. I'll show you that in a minute when I turn my document camera on. So Josie, we have to remember this. I feel like Josie gets lost in the weeds in this case because we can't hear her interview. She seems, I feel like they've made her appear insignificant, like she's an insignificant person. Yes, she was first on the scene, but supposedly she's not on the 911 call. I know a lot of people think she was on the 911 call, but I don't know why she said that on that interview, but I saw other information. I think it was the transcript. On the transcript, but I don't want to get into debate about that. I will, let's see, 911 transcript. I'll have to pull that up sometime this week. But my point is I feel like they make it seem like Josie doesn't have any information, but we've got a couple tidbits right here. She's not aligning with the timeline. Like when she's seeing people in the afternoon. That's weird. She has connection with this CG guy. And then if Ethan wants a Snapchat, why did she never send it to him? Did she forget? Did she do it on purpose? Josie did not know why Ethan wanted this information. So there's a reason that Ethan wanted to get a hold of this CG guy. And I'm wondering, why doesn't Ethan have his information? Why doesn't he just have it? Josie did not know why Ethan wanted this information and stated, as far as she knew, they did not have any issues with each other. As far as she knew. As far as she knew. Dare you say what, Lucy? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Lucy. My goodness. Mr. Green, you say. Look, everything we do on this show is speculations based on the interview information that we are provided with all these blank boxes, with all these black boxes. Yeah, I think it's money for drugs. That's what I think. And that's the connection with Christian Gonzalez that I think. So, all right, let me finish this. Josie then told me where she had heard from others that Kaylee had seen some random guy behind the house when she took Murphy out to go pee. All right, so let me stop here for a minute. In most of these interviews, if not all, if you listen, if like the provided audio, video interviews that we have, mostly from Connor and Christie's Chaos and Jules and Lana, like everybody who's getting these interviews. If I missed anybody, I apologize. When you go back and compare the written report doesn't have all the information in it. It just doesn't. It's like a summary. And I believe they're allowed to do that. I don't know. Because they call it a summary of the interview. So I'm just thinking about, like, let's see. Josie's paper report is, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 3 paragraphs and then a sentence, a couple sentences. And then if we were to look at, let me do this. Let's look up Josie. I'm just going to look for the time. How long was her interview? Lyndon Beck, Jenna. Oh no, I had to pull it up from, it's not on YouTube. I had to pull it up from my drive. Let me see if I still have it in here. Josie. I do have it. Let me see. 14 minutes. It's a 14-minute interview. It's a 14-minute interview. But they only wrote paragraphs, basically. And Lyndon Beck's interview was about 10 minutes, and we got a lot of information out of him. So imagine all the information Josie told about CG. Unless the officers don't ask, because we know how it went in these interviews. Someone will say something important and they just go right on to the next topic. Like they don't want to hear it. Yeah. What did you Google? What are we Googling? Josie is on a vacation far away. These bees be tripping. Let's see. To me, all that is needed to look at the neighborhood to know what was the motive. I don't know if it's ghetto on drugs. Like, because rich college kids, they have the money for it and they do it too. And when I get to the end of this show, I'm going to make that connection. The University of Idaho is responding to allegations made against the school's head volleyball coach. I don't believe that's the same Christian Gonzalez, but I don't know. Yes, I saw that, Brian Todd, when I Googled it. So I'm trying to think what I saw the allegations were. It was abuse. He was being like physically and mentally abusive to his players. Who knows? He could have been a former student. He could have been I believe the CG I'm talking about was a Delta Tau Delta. Hi Witchy, I don't know if we know for sure. I don't know. Let me see what this says. Let's look at the exact language. So this says, Josie told me. Now remember, this is how the officer wrote it. We need to hear this interview. Josie told me she got a text from Ethan asking for the Snapchat. So it just says asking for the Snapchat for CG, but she never sent it to him. So like Snapchat contact, like the contact information, so that he can stamp message him. Is there a group he wanted put in? I mean, it doesn't say that, but something fishy was going on that night. Yes, Brian, I have a feeling it's not the same person though, but we will see. Yes, Witchy, I know CJ does. Yes. I got to go back and look at that. All right, so that was the first one. Now we're going to go to Moscow Police Department 35. Right here. So once the police hear this information about CG, so remember, that interview with Josie was on the 13th. Now we're a week later on the 21st, November 21st. And who's writing this? This is Justin Dean. Oh, let me see who did. Blaker did Josie's interview. Justin Dean is writing this report, and Justin Dean was asked by Tyson Barrett to follow up on a possible lead. Okay. Listen to this. I was told, let me get like a highlighter here. I was told a Mexican drug dealer with the moniker C. So to me, that seems like one word. Not sure what it would be. Possibly selling drugs to several fraternities and sororities on the University of Idaho campus. But we need to be on the lookout for that. If we ever hear anybody like talk about a nickname starting with a C. I told Captain Barrett I would contact several of my contacts to see if anyone knew of C. Okay. I mean, this Justin Dean, is that his name? Justin Dean. Yep. He contacted the Quad Cities Drug Task Force. Now, don't you think they would know? They would know. They would know. Here, I'm going to write something in the chat for you guys. So in the book, oh, let me find it. It is right here. In the book, this is how they spell Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzales. This is how they spell it in the book. Okay. So Google that and see what you get. The name is on page 220. And I will just tell you real quick. So in the book on page 220, it says, this is Blaker. And Blaker is interviewing Bethany. And he's asking about the day-to-day routines of the house. He establishes that Bethany moved in at the beginning of the school year, that Ethan often stayed with Xana, but lived alone near a 76 gas station at the other end of town. He asks about Eric, the Uber driver, boyfriends, and love interests, and then several people by name, including Jack Show. So this is Blaker. Blaker is saying these names to Bethany. So Blaker says, Jack Showalter. Bethany, what can you tell me about Jack Showalter? And then Blaker says, Ethan Runge or Rung, or however you say his name, Rungy. What can you tell me about Ethan Rung? Connor Chestnut, Bethany. What can you tell me about Connor Chestnut? Cole Berenberg. What can you tell me about Cole Berenberg? And then he says, Christian Gonzalez. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Christian is Christian. So Blaker says, Bethany, what can you tell me about Christian Gonzalez, whose name just came up? And that name came up when he interviewed Josie 3 days before talking to Bethany. So that name just came up. Let me see. Yep. So let me fix that name. It's Christi. Oh no, wait a minute. I know what happened. In the book, it's spelled ChristianGonsales. But then when I Googled it, it came out the Christian. Zales. There you go. So the first way that I just wrote is the book, and the second way is what I found just in a Google search. Okay. Oh, Lucy Blaker said that about his own kid, wasn't it? Yes, Ro, that's the way it's spelled in the book. But then when I Googled it, there was one that came up with the Zales. And that person is actually in prison right now for drugs, you guys, for drugs. That person's in prison for drugs right now. So I'll see if I can find that and show you. Let me finish. So they're trying to find out this C person, okay? Don't know what the nickname is. The Quad City Drug Task Force, they don't know him. They don't know anybody named C that's selling cocaine in the Quad Cities. So then they go to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. That's the ATF. They don't know anybody like that. I've never heard of anybody like that. Then they speak to CH. Who's CH? They speak to CH and JP. Who's JP? H and P said they never heard of a C selling cocaine in the area. How come we can't know those people? Are they not police officers? Are they CIs? Who would JP and HP? They both have the same last name. They asked the random kid in the ATF code. There's some initials, you guys. JP and HP. All right. I got to take notes on my own show so I remember. JP, HP. Now, I've never heard of those initials. And that's Moscow Police Department report number 35. Okay, so then who are we talking about again? Justin Dean. Justin Dean speaks with Brandon DeMeyer with the sheriff's office, okay? And the sheriff, he's never heard of anybody with that name. Okay, so nobody knows this person. Nobody knows this person. Hi, Cat K. Hi, SRB. Oh, no, good luck at the dentist. Lucy. Should we tell SRB to just take some Tylenol? Isn't that what her dad told her? Or Advil? What did she take? That was funny. That was funny. Okay, so let me show you what I found. And here, like, this is what we're going to do. I got to put my phone. Let me see. You guys, explain this to me. Lucy, explain this to me. When I use Google Chrome on my computer and I use it on my phone, okay? When I Google something on my phone and then I copy the link, and then I try to link it, like I'll paste it, I'll copy and paste the link in a Google document, and then I'll click it on my computer, it won't go to the same page. I'm like, what is going on? Why won't it go to the same page? So I did look up, oh no. Let me see. No, that's the cabin information. That's the cabin information. All right, let's do it right here. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. So here. If I type in Christian, let's do it the other way. GONZAL. So that's spelled differently. I'm looking up Christian Gonzalez. Instagram. Delt Stories. Let me see. I think I saved a link. Let me see. So here's my links. Let me see. Pullman dogs, cover, no. Oh my God, I didn't save the Christian stuff. I think that's the cabin one. Oh, now I'm not going to be able to even find the police report thing that I had. Let me type it the way they had it in the book, because that's what I did first. SALES. There we go. And I'll just put Moscow, Idaho. That's all I'm going to put and see what happens. Can you guys see this? Yes. Nope. Let's go back here. All right. So we put in, that is not what I just put in. What is this doing? There it is. There it is. Christian Gonzalez, Moscow, Idaho. That's not spelled right. Here it is, Department of Corrections. Is this what I found? Here it is. Christian Alberto Gonzalez. No, it's spelled differently. It's spelled differently, and he's 38 years old. So I don't think this matches. But it does match. It does match that he was arrested. I don't even think it said the date. I want to say 24. And he's not getting out till 23 or 32. I'm sorry, 32. And he was arrested for substances. I don't know if this is connected or not. Just looking. Let me see what you guys are saying. You can't see it. Okay. I was sharing and I clicked on this. Can you see it now? Now you can see it. Sorry about that. I'm losing my tabs. There we are. So now this one's spelled differently, you guys. This one's Christian. So please don't take anything I am saying that this is the exact person. It's very hard to find information on this person. Okay. And he's 38. So might not match. The only thing that's interesting is that he was arrested for substances. I can't remember where I found, like, there's something here that says it. Oh, do I have to click on this? It says right here, controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance. 3 of them. Let me click on this one and see. Nothing. And they were in Ada County. Boise much. Okay, so that's that one. Chris, public records, LinkedIn. You guys, Lucy's going to love this one. 3 Christians were arrested in Moscow, Idaho for worshiping in an outdoor worship service. That was Stickergate. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep looking at different pages here. Okay, so this is somebody we need to look into. I got one more document to show you about Christian Gonzalez. So let's jump to that one. And this is going to be Idaho State Police document 20. Oh, wait a minute. Who's that? Who's the guy that they have the mug shot, the prison shot of? Oh, come on, I just went past it. I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let's see if we can get initial for this guy. Is it here? Nope. Man, I just passed it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Remember the prison? They have like a guy in jail in here, a picture of him. I always stumble upon things, and then there it is. There it is. Who's this guy? KCSO jail. I didn't have this one planned. I just stumbled by it. Let me see. This is from the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. And the Coeur d'Alene Police Department advised Gary Tolson of an arrest of Ann Blank, for being drunk in public. During the arrest, Blank claimed to have stabbed 2 people in New Jersey. Oh, this is the Jersey guy. This is the Jersey guy. Okay. 2 people. Oh, listen to this. Sergeant Averett also explained that Coeur d'Alene Police Department officers have had contacts with this kid over the last few months because they had found him living in his red van. Remember the red van? They don't think they said the color. They said a van that was like outside Jack DeCore's apartment. It was back over on Taylor. I'm not saying this is the same one. I'm just pointing out interesting things here. They went to the Regional Communications Center. They got a report from the Spillman computer program. After reading the report, I asked Conrad to run something. She found an old warrant out. I'm seeing if there's anything. No, they did take buccal swabs from the guy. All right, that's nothing. Let me just make a mark of that. So New Jersey guy is ISP report 74. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to ISP report 20. And this is going to go back to Christian Gonzalez. All right, you guys. Sorry. Report 20 here. This is, let me make sure you can see it. Yep. You're with me. Yes. Hi, Lily Shaw. I saw that. It's spelled differently, though. So isn't it crazy, though, that name is so common? Hey, Holly Berry. Perfectly broken me. If I remember correctly, there was a Christian involved in the Kopeka ordeal. Maybe a roommate. Oh, that's right. Yes. Let me look into that. Christian involved in Kopeka. Okay. ISP 20 is Sage Collins, Idaho. Oh, and Idaho State Police Detective Matt Wernsig. They interviewed somebody at the Idaho State Police District 3 office in Ada County. This is in Meridian. Okay. Kernodle was one of Blank's closest friends outside her sorority. So whoever this is not a Pi Phi. And Blank knew Chapin through his fraternity. She was not very familiar with Mogan and had never met Gonsalves. Kaylee Gonsalves, okay. Saturday before the incident was the last home football game, but there were a lot of people around because... But there weren't a lot of people around because it was rainy. Oh, Saturday before the incident? What? Was it rainy that day, you guys? It was also in Vision, Idaho. So there was not supposed to be alcohol on campus, and there was not supposed to be a lodge party or an organized party at the Sigma Chi Lodge. Blank went to the lodge party and there weren't many people there because lodge parties are sanctioned by fraternity sorority life. Blank kept a list of those in names of those in attendance at the party, and they would check vandal IDs. So we know that there's apartments around the lodge. Blank went to an apartment, possibly apartment number, I think it's 4 or 5. During the lodge party, and Kernodle was in the apartment. This person knew Kernodle to party pretty hard and noted Kernodle wasn't super drunk that night. Another friend of this person took a photo of Kernodle in the apartment playing guitar and posted it to her Snapchat story around 2 a.m. This person took a screenshot of the post, recalled later... This person recalled later in the interview also seeing Kernodle's other roommate, we're not allowed to know the roommate's name, at the Sigma Chi house. The last Blank spoke to Kernodle. That doesn't make sense if you put a name there. The last Kim spoke. Oh, okay. Yeah, it does. Okay. So the last, whoever this is, spoke to Kernodle at the Sigma Chi house was 12:45 a.m. When everyone was leaving, Kernodle and Chapin walked away, and Blank believed they went right home and did not go anywhere else. Now here, this is important. Blank got a ride home from a blank sobro named blank blank at approximately 2 a.m. And Blank said Blank also picked Gonsalves and Mogan up from the grub truck. Is Eric Gower a sobro? Or were Kaylee and Maddie not really with Eric Gower? What is this? What is this? This person got a ride home from a sobro named whoever it was at the time at approximately 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is when Peyton Rossi was driving. Peyton Rossi, in his interview, he said, I sent all the sobros. I told all the freshman sobros stop driving, and I went and picked up Jack Decor at 2 a.m. Now, that's their fraternity. Maybe this is a different fraternity. This person said, the sobro, also picked Gonsalves and Mogan up from the grub truck and can be seen on the grub truck's live Twitch feed doing so. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? The Holly Berry says, in my humble opinion, Eric Gower was not the actual Uber driver. Remember, we saw an older man back in the day. I have a suspicion he was the actual Uber driver. Oh. Eric Gower is a former University of Idaho student, correct? Does anybody know if he was in a fraternity when he was at the University of Idaho? Because once you're in a fraternity, you're always in a fraternity. And I showed a video in my fraternity episode of Greek alumni at the University of Idaho talking about how they stay involved. They stay involved with the houses. Emily has a brother, Charles, otherwise known as Chuck Nasty. What? Are you Deborah Ackland? Look at you. What? Oh, that's some information. Dominique Paxson, you never felt Eric Gower picked them up. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure. We would have to look at the cars again closely, all that stuff. So I'm not saying it wasn't Eric. I'm just saying I keep saying there's either contradictory information, inconsistencies, things like that. So this person went home at the blank house. So this is like a fraternity house, sorority house. It's got to be a sorority house. I believe this is a girl. She said she was very close friends with Xana. Went home and was hanging out with some friends. The group went to the Pi Beta Phi house next door. Oh, no. I know what I think this is. This is Delta Theta Pi. So right here, you guys. This girl that they're interviewing right here, I think this is a 1112 girl. This is a 1112 girl. And you want to know why? Because I think right here, let me get a bright color. Like, what's going to stand out here? This would be, what's it called again? Delta. I'm looking at my list I have on my board. Beta Theta Phi. Beta Theta Pi. I've seen it written different ways. Beta Theta Pi. That's Jack DeCore's house. It's an outhouse. It's not the official fraternity house. I don't know. Could these be the Chicken Boy girls? This person, this girl, it does sound like she was at a sorority house. So she's at a sorority house, I think. She's at a sorority house. She's at the blank house. She went home at the blank house. And she's not in Xana's sorority. She's not in Xana's sorority because back up at the beginning, it says Kernodle was one of this person's closest friends outside of her sorority. So they're not in the same sorority. She's at her sorority. She's hanging out with a bunch of friends. The group went to the, I'm just guessing, is it Beta Theta Pi house next door? So I'm going to look on a map. Let's look on a map. And they were there till like 4 a.m. before going home and going to bed. And remember, I'm just thinking that because Chicken Guy said, a bunch of girls were there at their fraternity house. He was at a fraternity house. And I believe Austin Agadis is also in Jack Decor's fraternity. Do I have that correct? Isn't Austin Agadis in Jack's fraternity? I don't think it's the treehouse because it doesn't make sense to say the treehouse house. I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think she's talking about her sorority house. I mean, I could be wrong. Just what I'm thinking. That's not even the information I wanted to share with you guys. I'm just reading through this document. It's coming up right here. So this person woke up at approximately 11 a.m. on Sunday to go study at the blank house. Again, I don't know. Blank said Kernodle and Chapin were not big drug people and said she had not seen them use blank. She stated Kernodle blank. What about Kernodle? What about Kernodle? Here it is down here, okay? Line 12. I put a big star next to it. This girl, whoever this girl is, okay, she said, and here's the name right here. Here's the name. May be a primary source of blank on the University of Idaho campus and dated Kernodle at some point. Can you guys see that? Dated Kernodle at some point. I'll get rid of this. There we go. Can you see it? So whoever is the primary source of, it's got to be drugs on the University of Idaho campus, dated Xana before. Now, I have heard lots of people, and I just saw it somewhere. Saying that Xana dated Christian Gonzalez. Has anybody heard that? I've seen people write that. I think this is a Delta Tau Delta. I think this person is a Delta Tau Delta. Mason Bangman. He's a Delt. Christian Gonzalez was a Delt. I think it's a Delta Tau Delta. Where is the part? Oh my goodness. So whoever this person is, okay, whoever this person is, had also been kicked out of, I think this is Delta Tau Delta, and was not currently attending the University of Idaho. Not currently attending the University of Idaho. So, do I know for sure that they are talking about Christian Gonzalez in this document? I do not. I have a feeling they are. I got to figure out who this person is. What clues are in here? I don't feel like this is anybody we've heard from. It's somebody from Meridian. Let's see if we can figure this out, you guys. It's somebody from Meridian. one of Xana's closest friends, but not in the same sorority. Let me see if I can figure out where she says she lives. Yeah, this right here must be. Is this the tree house? Because remember Dylan and Bethany supposedly got a ride home from a Sobro named Eric Gower. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Okay, so these are the pieces that I wanted to bring together. So we have, let me take this down for a second. We have Josie talking about CG and Snapchat and connecting it to Ethan. Okay. Don't know what the connection is, but Ethan wanted that. Ethan wanted some kind of Snapchat information about CG. Okay. Then we have the police asking every task force and police department in Latah County about CG. Nobody knows anything. And then we have a sorority girl who is really, really close friends with Xana. I have a feeling it is one of the girls at the treehouse. And she's saying, hey, there's this guy that was kicked out of, I'm pretty sure it's the Delta Tau Deltas. He was kicked out for drugs and doesn't even attend here anymore. Sorry if I'm confusing you. I just tried to recap. Okay. So we've got Josie mentioning the name. We've got the CG. Okay. And then we've got the police looking into that person as a drug dealer, but none of the drug task force or none of the law enforcement knows anything about him. And then we've got a sorority girl talking about somebody that sounds similar, that was kicked out of Delta Tau Delta. Oh, it's not me. Thank you. Also made the statement that Xana dated him. And I know Xana dated Peter and then Ethan, but a lot of Pi-Fis dated Delts. They dated Delts. Okay. So that's all I know right now about that. We need to dig into Christian Gonzalez more. If you find anybody out there who wants to sleuth around, if you find anything, please email me or go into our Discord and find we've got different categories in there, like a show discussion, things like that. And you can share things in there too. Okay, so now I want to look at this. And oh no, I've got it in my drive. We're going to listen to 2 a.m. Okay, let's listen to people say 2 a.m. Oh, I don't know if it's this one or not. Which one is it? No. Kennedy, Jack. I don't even have Linden's. All right, let me see if it's one of these. Got to be. All right, it's not that one. It's not that one. I want to. It's got to be this one. Okay, right there. Right there. So oh, you guys can't see it. Sorry. There we go. We have, let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this. We're pulling out the projector real quick. Oh, I don't have it on. Turn it on. Oh, it's not plugged in. This one. I hope that's the right one. Okay. Your browser has lost connection to. I unplugged the wrong thing. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second. Oh, my camera is plugged in. Webcam. What happened? Sorry, guys. I'm having technical difficulties. Give I'm back. Can you see me and hear me? That was so weird. That's never happened to me before. All of a sudden, my microphone and camera just stopped working. Hey, Jen. There you are. All right. Thank you. Now let's try this again. Oh my goodness, that was so weird. All right. So far, so good. Okay. So, if you have not watched Mark B and his latest, the 2:00 time period, that's what I am focused on, right? I do not believe that anything happened from past 4:00. I think everybody was dead before 4:00. I think it started around 2 a.m. and I have found a lot of pieces of information in these interviews that are making me believe that. Okay. Mark B, he went through all the screams, and please go watch his video on your own when you get a chance. He made a nice document showing all the time. So I just listened to him and kind of jotted down. I couldn't see every single time, but so he had from 1:13 to 1:30 that not too much was happening noise wise. And he uses the 1112 porch camera and the Linda Lane camera. Okay. Thanks, Jen, for putting that link. At 1:19, you hear somebody yell, "Whoa, Ethan." That's how it sounds. Like I can definitely hear that. Okay. And then there's just a whole bunch of voices that whole time. Okay. When I hear these, in Mark's video, he goes through the times and then he plays it for you. Okay. Remember Kennedy said that everybody walked home from her party. Okay. Everybody walked home from her party. And also, when we're talking about all these different parties going on, there were different parties at the Whites. One of the parties was called the Rack. Okay. There is an interview where they say people were going to the Rack, which is the name of an apartment at the Whites, at around 1:30. So in my opinion, I feel there were lots of college students outside around the Whites apartment parking lot, around in that area at this time. So are these voices outside? Are they inside the 1122 home? I don't know. But this is really when you start hearing stuff, 1:30 to 2:00. And then it just ramps up. It just ramps up, right? So on the 1112 camera, you hear that horrible scream. There's a male screaming like at 1:40. These are out of order just because I was writing them down as I heard them. He thinks it's Ethan, definitely a male. 1:55, there's a bunch of girls screaming. 2:21, you hear a girl, "Oh my God," right? Like seeing something. At 2:20, so right here, a girl, "Oh my God," and then a guy yelling, "Wait." 2:26, there's like this girl's like pleading kind of voice and a male voice for 30 straight minutes. I always say I hear like an angry guy yelling. Okay. 2:42 yelling. Someone's like, "Stop." 2:50, there's a scream. And remember, this time from 226 all the way up to before this help me, Kaylee and Maddie are using their phones, supposedly. Supposedly, they're trying to reach Jack, which seems weird. Whoops. You do hear a female. This is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. You can hear a female say, "Help me," like a few times. And I was like, who is she who is she talking to? It's like she's looking at somebody like, "Help me." I mean, it almost makes you wonder, like, she's looking at, I don't know who it is, looking at somebody saying, "Help me." Here we are, 255. Someone's yelling, "Stop it." And this was so interesting because he played it from the Banfield body camera. And it was so clear. So it makes you wonder, like, because the officers, they were on Taylor Avenue, which is close to the Whites parking lot. And you could hear this really clear. And then we get to 315. This sounds more like it's back in the house to me personally. You better shut up. So just, you can see the action is from 1:30 to 3:30. After 3:30, it's done by 4:00, in my opinion. The officers got to Taylor Avenue at 2:53. Thank you, Witchy. Are you serious, Witchy? That's wow. Tesdall and Rosie are driving King Road and Queen Apartments past 226 to 229. Sheesh. That's crazy. All right. All right. So then I just played that right here. I got to stop taking the projector down. So now we have two people. We have Kayla Wynn and we have Lyndon Beck. Both of them saying they are talking about the 2 to 3 a.m. time period, and they're saying that's when that happened. They're basically saying they know the crime, they know their friends were murdered between 2 and 3 a.m. Basically, that's what they're saying. That's how I interpret it. I don't know how you could interpret it any other way. What else does "when that happened" mean? What does that mean? When that happened? And do the cops say when what happened?
Everything happened. Kaylee tried calling around during that time, but everything happened.
Kaylee tried calling Jack around the time when that happened. Oh, you mean all the blood-curdling screams that we hear at that time? She's literally saying it. She lives at the Whites. She spent time with them that day. Are we going to believe these people? This is Kayla. I guess you pronounce it Nguyen. It's Nguyen. I think that's how you spell it. Kayla here is a Pi Phi. No, I'm sorry. Kayla here is an Alpha Phi. She is in the same sorority with Kaylee. She is an Alpha Phi. She's saying I'm going to play it again.
Her ex-boyfriend told them that Kaylee tried calling around during that time, but everything happened.
So that's even more interesting that she is, it's kind of like third person. So she spoke to other people. And she's saying that Jack Decor told these other girls, Kaylee called me when that happened during the time of the crime. Okay. So this is just one person. This is one person saying it. But now let's listen to somebody else. Somebody else. If I can find this.
Through that. Okay. I was seeking.
Why is this somebody? I want to watch it from the original person. Here we go. This one.
And what's a good address for you? What are you
Like
right
here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I woke up around that time that happened.
Okay.
And then, sorry.
No, you're good.
We need closed captioning. There we go.
I woke up around that time that happened.
Okay.
And yeah.
What, help me, for somebody that doesn't know the layout of the sororities, where's the lights compared to?
See, you guys, he just said we woke up around the time when that happened, and the cop hesitate. I don't think the cop knows what to do. He doesn't want to address it. And he goes to a different, help me figure out where the whites are. Come on, dude. Come on.
And then, sorry.
No, you're good.
I woke up around that time that happened.
Okay.
And yeah.
What, help me, for somebody that doesn't know the layout of the.
I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated with this. Like, what did you hear? What woke you up? Why do you think that's what what happened? Right? Okay. So we've got the 2:00 time frame. So, I mentioned the rack. Let me show you what I got about the place called the Rack. And we're going to go to Idaho State Police report number 57. And again, I am showing 2 a.m. 2 a.m. that time period, 1:30 to 3:30, basically. That's crime time. That has to be crime time. There's too much noise. There's too many inconsistencies. People aren't wanting to tell what they know or saw during that time. So here's another one. We've got, let me find it. Okay. This is Detective Hoxie and Brandon Newland. And they are in Eagle, a place called Eagle, Ada County. Okay. So this is a guy, okay? And this guy made the following statements about the day leading up to the incident. So whoever this person is, they are talking about November 12th, okay? So this person says at 1:30 p.m. he went to blank blank apartment, referred to as, is it the Whites? Is it the Tree House? Peyton Rossi said there were a bunch of people at the tree house, I believe, watching a football game. I think this guy is also going to talk about the rack because it's mentioned in the book. I get the name the rack from the book. He says he was there for 5 hours. Towards the end of his stay at blank apartment, most people had left to go to the football game. There were about 20 people still there. This could also be Kayla Wenz. I'm not sure. Let me see if we can figure it out. He walked back to the blank house at 6:30 to 7. At approximately 12:30 a.m., he went to the blank fraternity, and he was there till 4:15 a.m. He was back at the blank house and fell asleep around 5 a.m. He had been to Xana's apartment more times than he could recall. The last time he saw Xana and her roommates was that's got to be the Whites, around 3 to 5. So he was talking about the Whites. This person is talking about the Whites, and this is not the one I want. That's not the rack, I don't think. Why did I think? I think I made a mistake, you guys. Sorry about that. I know it's in the book. Well, I'll go back to that another day. Because I wanted to share that because people are at the rack until like 5 a.m. That rack apartment was important to me because people are going there at 1:30 a.m. and they're staying there until 4 or 5 in the morning. So I think that's an important location that we need to look at. But why did I write down? Let me see if I wrote down the wrong number of my report. Let me see. Where do I have it? Oh, 57 and 52. Let me see. Let's go up to 52 and see if it's any better or not. And then we're going to talk about this cabin. You guys ready to talk about this cabin? Do you guys remember? Everybody at the beginning of this case, before Brian Koberger was arrested and we only knew Hoodie Guy, and everybody was saying, he went to his parents' cabin. I never knew where that came from. And then I was reading an interview and they were talking about a cabin. And I was like, get out of here. All right, this is 52. Oh, this is an interview with many different people. So let's see. That's interesting right there. Did I highlight this? Nope. All right, let's just read this. I'm just going to read this. Ready? So they're interviewing this first person. They wanted to report a suspicious interaction her husband had with a male earlier that day. Okay, that was nothing. Here's another report. I contacted somebody on November 16th. They were in the something as Gonsalves and Mogan, but said they dropped last semester. Well, that's not even true because they are not in the same sorority. She mentioned a male named blank blank, okay, that was fairly violent and got into a lot of fights. Mogan and Gonsalves associated sometimes with blank as recently as October 2022. But blank believed blank had gotten kicked out of University of Idaho. So there it is again. Who is this person that got kicked out of University of Idaho? And Kaylee and Maddie associated with this person. She knew that Mogan's ex-boyfriend was named Jack Decor, and her current boyfriend is that Mason Barstow? I don't know. Mogan stayed in touch and talked to blank and blank, did not like that. Blank believed Mogan still possibly had feelings. Oh, that's Connor. That's Connor. But Connor is not kicked out of the University of Idaho. So it can't be talking about Connor. So with the previous information, they contacted someone else. And this person informed me that her friend lived near 1122 King Road in Moscow and had surveillance video of someone leaving the area around the time of the incident. So these are the girls at 1112. She told me there was a homeless man with a beard and a limp that lived in the area. She said the male in the surveillance video appeared to have a beard and a limp as well. Well, that's interesting. I'm trying to find the rack information. This is stalker information. Are you guys seeing this? You are seeing it. Homeless man with a beard and a limp. All right, I'm just going to keep reading this. Oh, here's the restaurant guy. So these are like all these tips that they got called in, okay? Previously received information from another source that Gonsalves potentially had a stalker or someone interested in her without reciprocation. This person operates blank, 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 Moscow, where Gonsalves was employed. Oh, the Mad Greek. Okay. This person operates the Mad Greek. Blank did not recall a time where Gonsalves was made uncomfortable by any employee or patron. He contacted current employees and the assistant manager. He did not discover an instance where that happened. So this is the owner, said that a male named blank blank had asked for a highlighter on August 22nd, 22. When he was provided one by restaurant staff, he said he wanted to destroy his face and began drawing on himself with a highlighter. That's weird. He was trespassed by police on August 26th on the night of November 12th. That person left the restaurant late around 1:35 hours. He took a taxi home where his other half was and stated his home video system shows him at home there until late morning of November 13th. So he has a significant other. Blank blank was provided the phone number for someone and said he had been good friends with Gonsalves, Mogan, and Kernodle. That's interesting. That's weird because he knew them at the restaurant. All right, I got to find this rack. I'm so mad at myself. I thought I had it like all. That's talking about the, nope, it's not in there. Not in there. I feel like I punked myself. All right, let's move on. I have other information. We'll go back to the rack another time. Let's go to Mason Barstow. And this is this cabin. Have you guys heard about this cabin? Almost there, I think. Almost there. I didn't write down page numbers. All right, here we go. All right, here's another one where it's a bunch of different tips. I wrote down the line. Mm-mm. 82, all the way down to 82, you guys. All right, here we go. All right, blank blank was the last president of the fraternity. So that's Mason Barstow. Someone, so who is this person, was visiting the weekend of the homicide and was staying at blank. Blank is a cabin at the end of blank blank. Oh, this whole thing is Mason. Let's read Mason's whole thing because we're waiting for this interview to come out, right? That's a tip. I'm finding the beginning. I wish they wouldn't put all these interviews together in like one big long document. Oh, they used the F word in here. Okay, here we go. On December 3rd, 2022, Detective Brown and Sergeant Hopkins interviewed. It's got to be Mason Barstow about his whereabouts on November 12th and 13th. His knowledge of the fraternity. Go here. His knowledge of the fraternity and his knowledge of the homicide. During the interview, Mason told us the following. He was previously interviewed during Thanksgiving break by the FBI. He was asked about the victims. Xander Kernodle was his Greek little, okay? A Greek little is not someone you are pursuing, but a friend who becomes part of your Greek family. His big told him to hang out with a few different houses like the blank, and the blank. They would have events where only their littles were invited. So if he's a senior and he's the president, who do you think his big is? His big's probably out of college. Would you guys agree with that? I mean, his big, if Mason Barstow is a senior and he's the president of his university, and his big is telling him, you need to hang out with this house and this house. His big has to be somebody who's already graduated. All right, I'm coming to the chat. Hi, Meanie. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to talk to Xana's aunt. Me too, Holly Berry. Me too. You guys, when Jeff is in the chat, I want him to be in the chat. Just don't pay attention to what he writes. Like, don't pay attention to what he writes. I don't understand why it has to be this, like, all of us against Jeff. I don't know. I know it can be annoying if he's like spamming the chat and stuff, but I don't know. We just give, it's like every time he's in any chat. Let him go. Who cares if he thinks Brian's guilty? Michelle gifting a membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best, Michelle. He's not, I don't know. You guys are the mods. If he crossed a line, I'm letting you handle it. That's fine. I just get so frustrated because I feel like, and I guess it's just him. I guess it's just him. I'm not like attacking you guys, yelling at you guys. I guess I'm frustrated with him that he just can't come in here and act normally and be a part of a community, right? Oh, they're being respectful. They're being respectful. He's timed out. Okay. You guys can make your point to him. That's fine. I think you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I'm grateful for the gifted membership. Thank you.
Clock it. So I gotta say thank you, thank you. Clock it.
Okay, I think this is really interesting about Mason Barstow. So let me know what you guys think about this. So, okay. So first of all, I think it's weird. I just said his big would be already graduated. And like I told you, all these graduates are still super involved in their fraternities. His big is telling him, hey, go to this house, go to this house. Was he the vice president? He was the blank blank of his house. They are currently in a transition period after their election. He is helping the new guy get up to speed. Last year, he was in the blank blank blank. He knows everyone in the frat pretty well. The house gets a little cliquey based on pledge classes. He had classes with Maddie Mogan since his freshman year, and he met Kaylee Gonsalves through Maddie. Maddie has been dating blank Jake Schreiber for a little while. Blank was his blank in the fraternity. Blank was the one who told him he was going to little Xana. Wow, people are just telling him what to do. Mason Barstow they're just telling him what to do. Make Xana your little. Why? Why? Is there like some connection here? Remember, this is Delta Tau Delta. This is Delta Tau Delta, and his house gets cliquey. They get cliquey, and he's getting ordered around. He's getting told what houses to associate with, who to make a little, and I don't know who they redacted here. Blank was his blank in the fraternity. Blank blank, his little blank is taking over for him. So maybe we can fill in these blanks with like who is going to be the next president or vice president of Delta Tau Delta. He knows blank blank pretty well. And this person will be done in a semester. He and Kaylee started talking about a month prior to the homicide. Okay. She would come back with him and stay at the fraternity. They talked on Saturday at the White's pregame party where Kaylee apologized to him. We don't know why. And wanted to go to the game with him. He had already had plans to go to a sorority formal that evening with, I think that's pretty interesting that he's just going to a formal with someone, and that's Mia Wood. Kaylee texted him that night and he ignored it. So Jack ignored her and Mason ignored her. I wonder what time that was. Kaylee was pretty drunk on Saturday. She was probably texting others to hang out as well. The texts were through Snapchat. Snapchat deletes after 24 hours. They mainly use Snapchat. They will create large 40-person groups on Snapchat to communicate. His primary way to communicate is through Snapchat. He never really had standard text message conversations. Blank blank is still a blank and lives by himself on blank. That person would be nice to know. He was out of the picture on Saturday because of being at the formal. He usually knows where the guys are going to be and where they are comfortable going. His frat is comfortable going to Xana's house for a party. He's not aware of everybody's relationships with the victims. If there was someone who was not allowed to Xana's house, he would know. Maddie and Blank were pretty enamored with each other. He does not know who was hooking up within the group of people. Blank blank is dating blank blank from Boise. Someone else from the frat house had gotten with something. He feels pretty terrible about what happened. I don't know about this. I don't know what that is. I read this part on November 13th between 11 and 12 o'clock. Blank got a hold of him and told him something had happened at Xana's house and do a head count. Okay, so that's the next day. So they haven't even called 911 yet at 11 to 12 o'clock. So here's another line 83. Mason Barstow is doing a head count at Delta Tau Delta. Right? Hi, Charm Free. Did Lana tell us that the parents heard the commotion at 2:30 and the answer Ellie gave was a domestic abuse incident? Oh. You're talking about them hearing like the screams and yells that we hear? Wow. Yeah, there is no denying that the crime happened. We can hear it. I'm not sure. Emily was the Delta Tau Delta sweetheart. That's interesting. I know Peyton Rossi said he was very good friends with Emily. Who sings during a domestic incident, right, William? Okay, so he did a head count, sprinting through the house, accounting for everybody. Blank is known as a night owl. They don't usually see him until noon. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Blank is known as a night owl. They don't usually see him until about noon. Blank has popped up on the university radar a couple of times because of, I don't know, fighting. I don't know. Blank got into a fight at Corner Club one night. Blank just recently, approximately 3 or 4 weeks ago, got into a fight at some formal. All of them were at the Corner Club and nobody saw the altercation. The university is still looking into the fight at a formal event. He was gone on the weekend of the formal, Mason Barstow. It looks like someone was in the wrong place at the wrong time and got caught in the middle of the altercation. He recommended to the university that whoever this person was write apology letters to the university and to the blank sorority. So the fraternities get to recommend what punishment they think they should get. That's nice. I wonder if this is Delta Tau Delta. The Delta Tau Delta House is now waiting to hear if they are on suspension or not, based on the formal incident and a couple of hazing allegations. I do know that there is paperwork out there about the Delts, and possibly having some type of disciplinary action. 2 other people were both involved in the incident at the blank formal and are knocking on death's door. They will probably get cut from the chapter. Someone was the one who instigated the altercation. The frat house has a general door code to access the house. The door code needs to change more frequently. They also have a couple doors on the first floor. They blank. Blank and blank have been in the house for 4 years and are on their way out of the house this spring. Blank and blank have also been told to not go out with them for a while. His other little sister, so he has another little sister, hosted the party on Friday at the blank. He gave verbal consent and signed a written consent form for law enforcement to download the contents of his cell phone. I feel like I know who that is. Who his other little is. Is it? I don't know. So he gave consent for his phone. I got to find this cabin part. Where is this cabin part? Are you, what? Do you guys, I think, I'm just trying to be funny when I say this. I think I lucid dream finding this information in the documents. I wrote down ISP 44, Mason Barstow, and the cabin. Maybe it's MPD 44. Let me give it one more shot. And see. I am so mad at myself. That's like a total bummer. I am so sorry. There is some cabin that I read that when Mason, I thought it was Mason, was going to the formal with Mia, what was her last name? Darwood or something like that. They went to a restaurant like in Lewiston or something, and then they said something about a cabin. And that's why I started looking it up. Like, why would Delta Tau Delta do they have a cabin? And is that where the rumor came from about Jack Showalter going to a cabin? Was it not his parents? Was it the fraternity cabin? All right. Oh, we want number. Let me just check and see if it's 44 here. Nope. Nope. I'm so mad at myself. But let me show you what I found. Let me show you what I found. Let's see. I'm going to read your comments. Has anyone other than Bubbly looked into never forget the foundation in the bathtub comment? This seems off. Yeah. I have not. I don't know how I would find information about that. Like, how would we, unless someone was interviewed about it? Since 1-1, hi Cinderella, Ella. Since 1122 wasn't on main campus, how and why would the residents need to run anything through the university and frats before calling 911? That was one excuse I heard for the slow call. Yeah, supposedly if it's like, because they're sorority girls, they would call. They would have called Phi Beta Pi. Or they would have called, like if Mason Barstow is Xana's big, they might have called him. I don't know. Reading your comments. Yeah, is it the other Mason that Xana dated? I'm not sure. Oh, I'm so happy to have camaraderie with the guilty husbands. You're okay, Jen. All right. All right. All right, let me show you what. Remember, we were talking about the tree house? And let me pull up this map because we got to pull a couple things on. Well, let me show you this. Since I didn't find I typed into Google. All I did was I typed in Delta Tau Delta Cabin. Delta Tau Delta Cabin. Okay, Moscow, Idaho, of course. And this website came up. So it's Idaho. It's the University of Idaho. And they have a place called McCall Field Campus. Okay. Bring your group to our campus. The McCall Field Campus, home of the McCall Outdoor Science School. So that's MOSS, McCall Outdoor Science School. And part of the University of Idaho College of Natural Resources offers an inspiring setting for education, connection, and retreat. Okay, so this sounds like something you'd have to rent. But look at this. So they have lodges. So you can see, I don't know if that would, they've got big rooms to house lots of people. They have cabins that vary in size. They have yurts, you guys. Do you guys know what a yurt is? It's like that canopy thing that you just sleep in, usually hanging over a cliff. Oh my God. So yeah, you can see this. I'll show you this. Here's like this cabin area. Right? So what if the Delts just like rent this out sometimes? So it just, if you want to use their facility, you just call them and you rent it, right? So I found that, I thought that was interesting, talking about cabins, right? Oh, there you go. Pete made a video about one of the frats meeting up on retreats each year. Yeah. Okay, so that was the cabin that I was talking about. Let me do this. I don't want to add to the screen. Stop. Oh, I wanted to look up Google Earth. Google Earth. I'm going to have to save that for tomorrow. All right. We're just going to end with a couple interesting things here. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. Okay. This is really old, you guys. This is old. And I was just like, sometimes I come across things when I'm scrolling and I was like, what? What is this? What is this? Okay, this is Megyn Kelly. I'm sorry ahead of time, but I believe she's talking to the woman who helped Patterson write the book. Okay, so take that for what you want. But this woman is out here on public media, on YouTube, making this statement. Are you ready?
About the roommate who saw, you have an extraordinary new detail about the roommate who saw Kohlberger in the murder house the night of the murders, Dylan Mortensen, who, this is the first time I've read her more full description of what she saw. Can you speak to that a bit?
Yeah, no, so she, you know, and this is a young woman who actually I felt very sorry for her when I sort of really understood what had happened, because, you know, she's a college student. It had been a massive party day on that campus. It had been a football game day, and they'd all had a huge amount to drink. And so when she, and this is a house where people come and go all the time. They had this big deck at the back. So it was definitely a destination where a lot of people came in and out and liked to go to party. So when she initially sort of hears this noise and she pops out of her bedroom and looks around, she actually goes in and out two or three times. But it's the third time she sees this guy and she thinks he must be a firefighter. And he's dressed in black. He's got this black mask on, but he's holding something that looks like a black vacuum. And, you know, she's like, is there a fire? What's going on? And she, you know, she was frightened enough to go back into her room and look for her taser, which was flat. And then eventually
she went back into her room to look for a taser? What? Who said that? Whoever has said that? Where did this woman hear this at? I mean, maybe Dylan has said it, you guys, because it's redacted. Things get redacted. So Dylan had a taser? Does a taser make a sparkle? I read Patterson's book. Well, I listened to it. Maybe I missed that part. Yeah, it would be in Patterson's book because she helped write Patterson's book. I just never heard anybody talk about it. I never hear anybody talk about that. Where's the taser? Is that in evidence? Is the taser in evidence? Dylan's just walking around with a taser and nobody's really talked about it. Right, Ro? It's probably just redacted. So Dylan's tasing people and Bethany thinks it's a firework. There are pictures of the taser in her room. Interesting. I mean, I've heard people speculate that the firework would have been a taser, but I've never heard anybody make a big deal about Dylan having a taser. Interesting. Oh, it's a defibrillating taser. Just being silly. Just being silly. Didn't Dylan say she got her taser, but it was dead? Yeah, I think that's just a rumor. I'm telling you, I do not remember anything about Dylan having a taser. Yeah. So, yeah, thought that was very telling. And here's another one.
Our viewers have asked, what's the story with the other two roommates who were home early Sunday morning?
You have not ruled out the two surviving female roommates.
Correct.
You have not ruled them out as suspects?
Correct. So let me clarify that. No one has been ruled included or excluded as a person of interest and or a suspect. Everyone is still being investigated.
Are they witnesses?
They are working and talking with detectives, and they have been very cooperative with detectives.
ISP won't say who called 911 and would not confirm who found the bodies. ISP says protecting what the young women are telling police could be the key to the entire investigation, and they're hoping the roommates can fill in the timeline between when the murders happened and when someone called 911.
So, first of all, who was this guy? Who is this guy that's talking?
Who were home early Sunday morning.
Not this guy. This guy.
Surviving female.
Oh, Aaron Snell. Aaron Snell. So Aaron Snell says, yeah, everybody's a suspect. Everybody's a person of interest. I don't think they acted like that. I don't think they acted like that. He's ISP. Oh, thank you. He was the person of interest guy. Thank you. I think it's interesting that he says, hey, kind of making it seem like, we're treating everybody as a person of interest. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. And yeah, he said no one's in or out. Yeah. But he also said, they're cooperating with us. They're cooperating with us and they're helping us fill in the timeline. Yeah, they helped you make a timeline from 4 to 4:30. Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's interesting, Deborah, to see what kind of instrument would have made that. Do any of the wounds match a taser? True. Okay. All right. I hope this our time together today wasn't too much all over the place for you. I feel like that's where I'm at with this case. I have this Christian Gonzalez person that I think is too interesting to ignore if we're trying to identify these connections to the drug world and a possible motive and what could have happened at that house, especially if we have one of the victims, Ethan, reaching out to get possible contact information about that person. That's what I think about that. Am I 100% correct on that? Probably not. I don't know because things are redacted, but that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Lucy. Lucy's got her own wishes for who CG is. Oh, I have a picture of him in my email. All right, thank you. And I have some other. Let me end with this. So first of all, back to me. I think this is Mason. No, who is this? These are pictures that someone sent me. Are you guys seeing it? Let's look at some photos. I don't know if I can make this bigger on here. Let me see. Yes, I can. This is, I don't know. It's a formal. Oh, is this, wait, who am I looking at? Who am I looking at? Let's see if I can identify these people. There's Bethany. Is the girl next to Bethany? Oh, I know her name. That might be, is that Kaylee McConkey? I'm not sure. Is Xana in the black dress? Who's in the black dress? No, this is, if that's Bethany, these are Pi Beta Phis. Am I looking at the guys? Oh, right here. Is this mustache guy? Is that Mason Barstow, the mustache, the guy on the end? The guy on the end. You're saying Xana is with Mason Bangman. And that's, I don't know if you guys can see my arrow or not. Let me see. Can you see my arrow? You can. Okay. Right there. Is that Xana? Xana's in the black dress. They're saying Xana's with Mason Bangman. Are you saying Christian is in this photo, Deborah? Right here. This is Christian Gonzalez, possibly. Hi, Jen. So Christie's Chaos, you're asking me about the FOIA. Christie's Chaos said that Connor already put in for McConkey and got approved for it. So I told Christy to double check. And so the money that I have donated for FOIAs, I'm going to give to them when I know that they're going to need more money eventually coming up for those. So if he's already got it, I'm going to use the money for that. Okay. I've already given him, I think I've donated like $25 a couple times. And I think I got about $50 left out of the 80 that I had. So I'm going to do that. So to answer your question, yes, they told me it was closed. It didn't exist. So I'm wondering if Connor went through Idaho State Police to get her interview. All right. I'm sitting on this. Let's look at the other ones. We've got here. Is this the Delts also? Emily Allant? Sure. Looks like it. Raw. Mm. That guy's giving the finger. How old are these guys with full beards? Oh, that's funny. Oh, not in this photo, but the other one. Yeah, that's funny. All right, we've got. Oh, they're saying Emily is the sweetheart. Sweetheart of the Delts. And then. Oh. Uh-oh. That's interesting. Who do we have here? We have Trent Gwynn. His page. I don't see a caption. Are these more delts? I'm not sure. I need context. All right. Well, thank you guys for sending me stuff. That was very, very, very interesting. I have a sweetheart to show you myself. Right. In right here. Kennedy Fitzgerald. Right there. You guys have probably seen this one. Whoops. Okay. There's Kennedy. Is it showing? Oh my gosh, where did it go? There it is. Okay. So Kennedy Fitzgerald was the newest interview that had come out. And she was talking about the girls being at her house. And she contradicted how Dylan and Bethany said they were getting home. This is the AKLs. So this is the Alpha Kappa Lambda fraternity. I'm going to come back to these guys tomorrow. This was Caden Young's fraternity, Alpha Kappa Lambda, right? We also suspect Steve Gonsalves Jr. was in that fraternity. Christian O'Flaherty was in this fraternity. This fraternity is highly connected to the drug world. And that's where I'm going to go with this tomorrow, tying that in. And this is Kennedy Fitzgerald, their sweetheart. Okay. And they always say Kai up. Kai up. Pretty girl. And she was their sweetheart. What looks fake? This one looks fake. I found it on Instagram. It's on Instagram. It's Kennedy Fitzgerald. It's Kennedy Fitzgerald. What are you guys looking at? That's fake. Oh, a candle in it. Oh, the Dylan thing. Yeah, that's why normally I don't like to just pull things right up from my emails without like looking at them and stuff. I want to make sure what I am showing, but hey, Christina, you're back and I'm about to end. I apologize. But yeah, so today we talked about 2:00, right? 2:00 from 1:30 to up to 4 o'clock is when this crime is happening. We need to start looking at where was everybody? What are their alibis? Who could have been making these noises? I'm thinking about motive and identifying, who could have been in that house at that time. I'm really going back through these interviews with more of a fine-tooth comb and picking out these details that I think are super relevant to the case that I haven't heard people talk about. I haven't noticed before. So today was about Christian Gonzalez, and it was about 2 people, Kayla Wynn and Lyndon Beck, saying, something happened at the time, or we were doing this at the time that happened. They know when it happened. They know. And how do they know? They had to have heard. They heard the screams. They had to have. How else do they know? They know somehow at the time that happened. Okay, I'm sticking to that. I found more information about Allie Benson's party in the book. I think that's important. That's super important. And I feel like I'm still wondering if there's more than one party. Okay, we've got to look into that more. So tomorrow we are going to look more into parties, alleys, and more of this, the fraternities and this drug connection. Okay, you guys. Ooh, I missed being away from here for 3-4 days. And I apologize if I'm a little bit out of the groove. But yeah, between my tire, my family coming in, I apologize for being late today. Carlos went to work and he works about 20 minutes away from here and he forgot something. So I drove it to him. So that was like 40 minutes out of my morning. So it kind of got me off schedule. I'm like, oh no, I'm really behind. So I apologize for that. But things happen around here. I've seen so many usernames and faces in here I haven't seen in a while. Thank you for joining me, you guys. Oh, and the rack. Yes, the rack. I've got it written down here. Talk about the rack. I know there's information in the book too. Yep. Okay, I am going to go outside now and do some yard work. It's nice and sunny out here, and go for a walk. And I will be seeing you guys in the different chats of our favorite creators like Dago. So have a great rest of your day. Join me back tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Please hit the like button on your way out if you don't mind. And if you are listening, or even if you're in the chat and you're new here, please consider subscribing. Lucy, Lucy, come over and go swimming. Come over and go swimming. We'll float in my pool and we'll talk about Idaho 4. Oh, you guys, have a great day. I am going to clock out for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Typically unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and wild to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.